Squishmallow squad, get us underway. Oh, strong header from Maui, straight to Boyle on the wing. Here comes Gordon. It's a goal!
The Squishmallow squad are now in Happy Meal. Some fun, some food, it's all inside this Happy Meal. Until the 3rd of August from 11 a.m. Includes one pre-selected book or toy. Squishmallows range comprises toys only. While stocks last. Fair ordering policy applies.
You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Whoopie doopie loopy coopy toopy poopy scoopy. Sorry, I have the oopies. Thanks to Apple Greg Huff, aka Arve, for that intro. But the funny thing is, Apple Greg Oopie, I do have the oopies. I mean, listen to this. Hello and welcome, Oopie, to Radio Nonsense Oopie, the official comedy club Oopie for Kids Oopie podcast that's suitable for all age Soupy from... to... and everything Oopie in between Oopie. I'm Tiernan Oopie, and having the Oopies is very annoying Oopies. Linda Oopie! Linda Oopie! How do I cure the Oopies, Linda Oopie? Whoopie is Linda Oopie. Where Oopie is Linda Oopie? I've had Oopie, the Oopies, for 5 Oopie Day Soupy now, and it's making me banana soupy. But I suppose Oopie, I can't let Oopie get Oopie in the way Oopie of the podcast Oopie. So let's Oopie have a little look in the mailbag Oopie. First Oopie, GGC in Australia Oopie, sent a message Oopie in on Apple Podcast Oopies, and they said Oopie, I love listening to it, even though I only hear 5 minutes of it before going to sleep. Also, my brother said polar bear, monkey, diamond ring. What, Oopie? How is this show Oopie so boring, Oopie? You fall asleep, Oopie, after Oopie 5 minutes, Oopie. Wait, GGC Oopie. Oh, too late, Oopie. They've fallen asleep. Bah, Oopie. Thanks, GGC Oopie. Then Sarah Oopie sent in this Oopie on Spotify Oopie. Hi, I'm Sarah who asked the question. Listeners Oopie, that's the why my car go boom Oopie question from a few weeks ago Oopie. And I want to say thank you, and also I am an intergalactic space thing and I am 3 light years old. Thank you for helping me with my car predicament. Would make me amazingly happy if you read my comment out. Consider it done, Sarah Oopie. I'm so pleased, Oopie, that we could help Oopie with your car going boom Oopie. I'm so impressed that Oopie sent this, despite being several light Oopie years Soupy away. It must have taken Oopie a long time Oopie for the postman to collect Oopie and bring it round Oopie. Remember Oopie, if you want Oopie, send in a question Oopie that needs answering Oopie, or you want to send Oopie and anything else at all Oopie, then please get your nearest floopy poopies, I'm sorry, I mean grown Oopies, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. You can also Oopie, send Oopie a message on the Spotify Q&A Oopie, or by leaving a nice Oopie review P on the Apple Podcast Oopie page Soupy. Foopy. This is exhaust Oopie, always having the Oopies. I really hope I can cure these Oopies very soon, Oopie. I need to find a cure Oopie, and while I doopie that Oopie, you listen Oopie to this important bit Oopie. Joining me on Radio Nonsense today, oh yes, it is none other than Al Gordon, who has broken the world record 4 years in a row for having the most itchiest knees. Al, it's so nice to have you on the show. How are you? How are the knees?
Really itchy. Yeah, incredibly so. It's one of those things that it's the most fun accolade you can have, I think, to have the itchiest knees. And that, when you scratch, what a relief.
Oh, I bet that's lovely. But it's funny, isn't it? Because I think a lot of people, to have endlessly itchy knees, would be driven a bit bananas by it. But you've really embraced it. I know you like showing off the itchy knees.
Oh, yeah.
You big talks about it. You turn up to the UN. You talked about your itchy knees, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, the UN was a good one because they got a really nice carpet. They got like that sort of really harsh carpet that you can really, really scratch and really just sort of wander around on. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, they love me. They love me doing my impression of a dog.
Yes, but you're very good at it as well. And I think there have been times, haven't there, where they've almost called in a dog warden to remove you, and you've had to pointing out it's you.
Well, the Secretary General of the UN wanted to claim me as their support animal, so that was pretty good.
Yes. And did you? Am I right in thinking you were their support animal for a little while?
Only for a little bit, but then my visa expired. Sure. I had to go home. So yeah,
that's a shame. That's a real shame because it sounded like a really sweet job.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful. Oh, it was brilliant, and I got all the treats that I wanted. They were a bit meaty, but that's okay.
Sure, that's all right. And it's free treats. I think whatever the treats are, if they're free treats, it makes them considerably better, right?
Really,
I'm sure I'm not. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not wrong. Sure, I'm not wrong on that. That's lovely. I think it's what you're doing is very admirable. I really like your range of knee itches. I think they've been, they come in a variety of colours. I've got some myself. I have to say, I don't have particularly itchy knees, but I have been using your knee itches when I have had itchy knees.
Oh, that's really kind. Yeah, I know. I'm working on the patent for one at the minute, but we'll. I can't tell you much about it on here because I haven't got the patent yet. But it's going to be.
Sure.
But yeah, sure. It's going to be a mind bender. You're going to love it.
That's fantastic. So is it going to be a mind bender, or is it going to be a knee itcher, or is it going to be a mind bending knee itcher?
Oh, mind bending knee itcher. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, well, giving the name away, I think maybe, but we'll see how it goes.
Right. I'm sorry. I don't want to get into any legal trouble.
No, absolutely not. No. Yeah, but watch this space.
Do I have to watch specifically the space? Which space? The space by you or space in?
Oh, the space just above my left kneecap. Watch that space, and then we'll.
Okay, right, sure. I will. How long do I have to watch it for? So,
I don't know. Give it week, 2 weeks, maybe.
Okay.
Yes,
I could do that. I think I haven't got a lot on for the next 2 weeks, so as long as you don't mind me consistently watching the space above your left knee,
we can work with it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's going to make going to the shops a little bit awkward, but that's fine.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, maybe what I should do is set up a sort of webcam to just watch your left knee.
Yeah.
And then I will tune in as and when, a bit like when they do webcams for like baby birds or animals at the zoo.
Instead of spring watch, it'd be knee watch. Love that.
Knee watch. Why is that something you're planning on? If it isn't, I feel like that's got to be the next step.
I think we might. Yeah. Do you want to go in on that? We can definitely.
Yeah, I mean, because I do. Here's how I can work with you on this. Is obviously you are itchy knees man, and I would never want to tread on or itch on that turf. But I scratch on that turf. But I could interview people with I could interview people with knobbly knees, and perhaps what's the opposite of itchy knees?
That's a really good one, I think. Probably. Well, I don't know. Yeah, is the scratching opposite to an itch?
Scratchy knees?
Scratchy knees? Yeah. Maybe the back of the knees. I don't know. I'm very much all about the front of the knees. So
you're the front of the knees. You're very much about the front of the knees. Maybe I need to interview people with scratchy backs of the knees. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like
dark side of the knees.
The dark side of the knees.
Yeah.
Which we'd have to send people around those knees to get the first ever pictures of them.
Oh, true.
To send them back to us. But I think that could be a very exciting show.
I think it could be. I think we're onto a winner, definitely.
Yeah. It's good. How do you fare with, obviously your knees are the bit that do you get itchy elbows? Itchy ears?
Occasionally. Itchy ears more than itchy elbows for sure. But no, it's very much I'm all about the knees. That's where its focus is itself.
That's fair. I know. I just sort of thought I'd check because it's got to be like right now I have an itch on my back, like right, but I assume it's nowhere near the itch that you have on your knees, and so I sort of feel like even bringing it up is like, well, this must mean nothing to you. But I get.
Well, I don't know if it's in that little bit that you can't quite get to.
It's exactly there. I can't get to that bit.
I mean, at least I can scratch mine. You can't scratch yours. I mean, you're gonna have to go up to door frames and. Yeah, good-looking trees. I don't know, but if trees can be good-looking, but yeah.
Well, you're right. You wouldn't want to go to one of those scary trees because
no,
no.
Or sort of the floppy ones. You want a good solid. You want a good solid trunk. Yeah,
I agree. That's interesting, isn't it? I think there's definitely. I've never thought about if a tree can be good-looking, but I've definitely seen a tree and thought, yeah, that's too wavy.
Yeah,
that's too scary. that is too complicated.
I've
you
never
know.
I've never really ranked them, in sort of in a league
No.
table, but I reckon that's another one. That's another idea for another show.
Yeah, how hot is this tree? I like
Yeah,
this. Yeah, it could be like a good looking trees, and we'll go around and we'll give this tree is a good looking tree. This tree,
exactly.
and then you give trees makeovers if they're not if you're
Yeah.
not sure about them.
But Channel 5's countdown of the top 50 trees.
Yes, I like that. I have you ever? I don't know what trees you've got near you. In fact, I was going to talk about a tree that is not near me, so I'm wrong on this. But I think the redwoods, those huge redwoods that are really like they're almost silly big,
Mm.
but they're pretty great trees.
Oh yeah, the ones that in the sort of cartoons you can drive through, like you can cut a tunnel through them, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it feels like that's really awful for the tree, but it's obviously a good tree if it's that big, right?
Yeah, it must be. I mean, yeah, I'm sure cartoons wouldn't do things that are really silly for no purpose.
No, that's not like cartoons. I've always known them to be. I get a lot of my facts from cartoons.
Yeah, same.
That's why I carry a wooden mallet with me around.
Yeah.
and
And I bought
often
shares in
find
Acme
myself
as
out-
well, so yeah.
Exactly. I fire myself out of cannons all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the best way to get around, I think. I find.
I think so. I think that makes a lot of sense. What I was going to say is, do you have any particularly good trees near you?
I do have one really good one. It's an oak. It's classic.
I
It's
like the
classic.
oak,
It's got that. It's got the good bark. Yeah, it's a really, really good one, and it's been around for a number of years, probably even longer than I've been alive, which has been a long time. So
Wow.
yeah, so I think, yeah, that's my go-to. If ever I need to scratch my back in that exact spot, then yeah, that's what I'll go.
That's the tree. Yeah. Wow. And it's probably, if it's been around that long, like it's probably scratched all sorts of backs.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet. I mean, it was, my grandmother told me about it, so I think, if she knew about it, then certainly, yeah, it's one of those things that's been around the WI for sure.
Wow. That's a lot of backs. That's a lot of backs scratched. And who knows before that? Ancient Roman backs, ancient Egyptian backs.
Yeah,
Could have
absolutely.
really done the rounds.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you imagine that.
Yeah. A historical back scratcher. There's another thing for you there. Museum of Historical Back Scratchers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, this feels more like a business meeting. I love it.
It does, doesn't it? Which wasn't my intention. I did ask you on here for your expertise, but I feel like what you do, I think I'm so in awe of your endlessly itchy knees and how you are so positive about the situation that it's hard not to just kind of spitball ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's opened up so many opportunities for me. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good, which is really good, because I think a lot of other people would just say, no, I just spend all day being really annoyed that I've got itchy knees. But
Yeah.
as I said,
Or they'd see a doctor and ask for some cream, but no, not me.
No, not you. No, absolutely not you. And you refuse cream, and I think it's very bold, and I really admire it. And I'm very, very grateful that you had time in between itching your knees to be on this show. Thank you for that. I was going to say, I'm sure you know, but I've got a question that I really, really need your help to answer. But before we do that, I've got two questions that the Radio Nonsense legal team, they insist I ask these admin questions. How do you feel about admin? Are you okay with some admin?
Oh, yeah, I'm in favour broadly.
Broadly. Okay, so I don't know how to make these questions broad. Maybe I need to make these questions more broad.
I
How
can
broad do I
handle
need to make
narrow
them?
as well if that's what you need.
You can narrow questions.
Yeah, we'll go
Okay,
narrow.
Well, hopefully, okay, we'll go narrow. Well, I'm hoping I've never measured these questions before. I'll be honest with you, Al. Now you've brought it up, I feel slightly embarrassed. I've never measured. I don't know how narrow or broad these questions are. I'll ask them to you if they're of a size that you that you are agreeable to. I hope you're okay to answer them.
Sure.
I hope they're not too narrow, too broad, but we'll see how we go. The first one, Al, is very simply, I'm sure you're aware that this podcast is suitable for people of all ages, any age you can imagine, Ice Ages, Bronze Ages, 407, the whole range, not 100, long story, but every other age. And so I just want to check if there are any rude words you won't be saying so that we can keep this show family friendly.
Yeah, absolutely. There won't be any rude words that I'll be using here today at all. And that
Is
was a
there
good.
anything
That was
specifically?
good length of a question, I have to say. Yeah, so I definitely won't be using words like recyclable.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for not using words like recyclable.
Oh,
It's because
definitely.
not only is it awful, it's quite hard to say.
Yeah, recyclable is one of those words that I definitely won't be able to say more than 3 times in a row. Recyclable, recyclable, recyclable. Couldn't do that at all.
No, it's really like my mouth doesn't feel happy saying recyclable too often. It's like there's too many the cyclable. Like what's all that about?
Yeah, just one too many syllables in it, isn't there? There's just there's the recycle, recyclable. No, can't say that. But yeah, you
No,
definitely.
it's very hard. I mean, how do you feel? Because obviously, recyclable, we know means to reuse. Would it not make sense to have a word that's full of syllables that you reuse?
It would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, how can you recycle recyclable?
I
That's a
don't
good
know, but
question.
like, yeah, recyclery, something like oh, that's harder to say, isn't it?
That is harder,
Yeah, so
but I think probably better than saying recyclable because we wouldn't say that.
no, and it is an awful word, and I think you're right. So we recycle or re.
Yeah, ably,
Something like
ably,
that.
abe. Yeah, that's
Abe. I like that.
yeah, that sort of goes a bit better than recyclable, but yeah.
Yeah, Abe. I like that because then you're using able, you're reusing able. There's the word able, and we know what that means, but then you're reusing it 4 times,
Yeah,
which is really economical of you, and really good for the planet.
I think so. And it's only the same couple of letters as well, so we're getting extra mileage out of that.
It's really good. I like that. Well, I think it's really good. You won't say recyclable because I wouldn't say it, and I wouldn't have it on this show. I'd be really
No,
angry
I'm
if you said it.
definitely, if there's anybody out there listening, I mean, don't use it. It's just the
No,
recyclable is just one of those words.
it's awful. But I will say, if you want to say able, if you need to talk about things being recyclable, but you don't want to say recyclable because we can't, and you want to say able, I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's bring ably abe into the lexicon of the language. Why not?
I like it. And also, I think don't use the word lexicon. Just say because that is also it's yeah
Oh,
yeah.
oh God! No, I won't recycle that. Shouldn't be recyclable, should it?
No, it
No.
shouldn't be recyclable. It's just so you know, lexicon is also we've had issues with it before.
Oh dear
It's
me.
too much. Yeah, no, don't apologize because you're not going to say it, and I respect
No,
that,
no,
so
no,
it'll
no,
be
no.
fine.
I wouldn't say
It'll be
lexicon
absolutely
there at all.
fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Squishmallow squad, get us underway. Oh, strong header from Maui, straight to Boyle on the wing. Here comes Gordon. It's a goal!
The Squishmallow squad are now in Happy Meal. Some fun, some food, it's all inside this Happy Meal. Until the 3rd of August from 11 a.m. Includes one pre-selected book or toy. Squishmallows range comprises toys only. While stocks last. Fair ordering policy applies.
Hey, it's Bex. Sorry, I'm just interrupting to tell you about the latest episode of a podcast I make called Judge Bex. You know that argument you've been having with your brother for the last 3 weeks? The one that nobody's winning? That one needs a judge. Good news, I've got a law degree, a gavel, and absolutely no patience for nonsense. Take a listen. Here's what happened in the latest episode.
This is Judge Bex. The cases and people are all real. Judge Bex's judgments are final.
Yes, but the problem is, sometimes he gets up at 5 a.m. with a really loud alarm, so it wakes our mum up, and then he rocks off to the gym, while my mum has to make Margot's packed lunch, faff around loads, and do all the work. And when he is home in the mornings, all he does is have a massive hot shower, whether he's doing drop-off or not.
I'm very, very stuck for who to believe here, as I suspect Mum and Dad were for a little while.
We were. We didn't know who to believe.
Get ready to enter the court of Judge Bex.
If you like that, there's more available right now wherever you're listening to this. Just search Judge Bex.
Thank you, Al. I really appreciate that. The second question, Al, which you might need to take your time on, see how you feel about this, and I don't know how narrow or broad this question is. But Al, would you rather have a head shaped like a large watermelon, or whenever you coughed, cats fell out of the sky?
Oh wow! I mean, perfect perfect size of question again. Love that.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely. So the water, either a head shaped like a watermelon or actually a watermelon. Actually, one of those watermelons.
It just says shaped like a large watermelon. So I suppose it might not be in the colours of watermelon. It might not be. I don't know if people would try and eat it. It could just be your features, but stretched out into a large watermelon shape.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, that's kind of what I have at the moment anyway. But let me think. But I do love cats. I am a cat person very much. So whenever I coughed, was it?
Yeah, cats would fall out of the sky. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The cat coughing. Yeah, cat coughing for me. That's what I'd rather all day, every day.
It's funny because when I wrote this, or when the legal team wrote this question and sent it to me, I didn't realise, of course, if cats are falling out of the sky, cats are great at scratching things. You know, for you, that's like 100 little knee assistants.
Oh, definitely. Imagine that. You just sort of, be able to pop the knees out, stick them out the window. If I'm driving, stick the knee out the window, give it a cough, and then, hey presto, I've scratched that itch.
I mean, would you? You know, it's worth thinking about. I don't know if you get coughing fits often. I hope you don't, but if you do, you know, how would you? There'll be a lot of cats. I'm just saying, like, you suddenly get a real flurry of cats, and I don't know if that could be problematic.
Don't think you can have a problem with too many cats, can you? You've seen those. You've seen those islands in Greece. They're have you seen them with all the cats just wandering around in sort of gangs, just sort of clicking their paws on street corners, that sort of thing?
Yes, that's a really good point. Actually, I suppose you could have your own. You could get your own island of cats, where you just keep filling it with cats.
Yeah, I could. Although after a while, they sort of start piling up on top of each other. Maybe.
Well, maybe then people could come and take them away and have them as pets, and then you can refeed. Yeah, there must be a.
Oh no, I'd want them all for myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I'm not sharing these cats. These are my cats. They're coming out of the sky, right?
That's fair. Well, in which case, I suppose you just have to make sure you don't cough too often.
True. Yeah. So no, don't go anywhere dusty.
Nowhere dusty. Don't get a coughing cold or whatever. You know.
Yeah, or don't be allergic to cats, I suppose. And then
that's
you're
not allergic to cats, are you?
Do you know? No, I'm not. No, dogs.
Oh, that's good.
Dogs, I am, but yeah, cats.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, if you're surrounded by that many cats, it's unlikely there'll be any dogs near you.
That's true. And then if I do see a dog that I don't like, I could just cough a couple of times and then.
Yeah, that is
no
good.
more dog.
I mean, I do want to bring up. I think you've made an incredibly sensible choice, and I do. I think I'd choose the same. I just want to bring up, if you did have a head shaped like a large watermelon, like we're talking really massive, you know, it would be fun in photographs with other people that they'd only really be able to see you.
That is, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, I don't think it's going to change my. Choice, but yeah, definitely. Imagine that when you sort of everybody's there at a wedding, and then you sort of just go up into view.
Head.
Yeah, it's just my massive head. It's just they hired the photographer, hired a beautiful venue, can't see anything except my massive watermelon head.
I mean, that is quite. Yeah, I think that balances out not being able to wear many hats and all that sort of thing. But I think it would be.
Yeah, although I'm sure you'd be able to get some. Actually, I wouldn't be able to wear a balaclava, would I? No,
but what do they put watermelons in to transport them? Like, can you have one of those on your head?
I could. Oh, no, those mangoes are like when they got the nets. They got like the little.
Oh yeah, that's it, like a mango net.
Yeah, I could get one of those. That would be. Oh my gosh, that. No, I'll stick with the cats. But yeah, I think you've made some really good points.
I think you're right to stick with the cats. So you wouldn't want endless cats falling out the sky.
Yeah.
You'd need nets. You'd need an island, but I think it's a really good option.
Oh yeah, nets. Yeah, must get nets. Yeah, maybe I can use the nets I was going to use for my watermelon head. And
oh my gosh, do you know what? If it's a shame we can't say recyclable, because I think you're right. We shouldn't, but you know, that is a really good reuse of reusing those nets.
Yeah, that does definitely feel ably.
It does feel ably. You're right. Thank you for using the correct term. I really appreciate that. Al, well, listen, you breezed through that, and I'm glad the questions were the right length, the right sort of size for you to be able to answer them.
Yeah, thankfully. Gosh.
Yeah, well, I don't know what would have happened if I'd asked a really, would it have been a really narrow Edmund? Something that would have been too.
Well, either too much of anything is too much, right? So it's sort of too narrow and or too wide or too broad for sure.
That's true. Too much of anything except cats falling out.
Except cats, and scratching knees. But apart from that,
and knee itches, itchiness, yes. Well, thank you for answering those, and we can now move on to the big question, which is, listen, this is why I've got you here. So this question is, I'll read it out. I'll read the whole thing out to you, and then we'll break it down. But this sent in from Zai, who says, "I have a question. I know I've already had a question answered, but I have another." So Zai has actually had a question answered on this show before, and Zai has somehow snuck into the. I normally have a special pile for people who've already had their questions answered, but somehow Zai has snuck into this question, the main question pile, and I think it's because this is such a good question. My question is, why do pigeons fly, and why do they poop so much? If they just because we're referred to you from Zai. So I don't know I don't know if I've said that last word right. And if it's a greeting in Zai's language,
sounds very much like it.
It does, doesn't it? It does, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Zai, and well done for sneaking that in. Sounds like you've got a future as a spy. If you can just get past, if you can get past the special pile, then that's pretty good. So the question is, why do pigeons fly, and why do they poop so much?
Yes, and I don't know if you. I'm assuming these two are connected, but I don't know if you want to take one at a time.
Yeah. So why? I mean, why do they? Well, let's start with a really good one, which is why do they poop so much? That is probably because they eat too much. I think. What do pigeons eat? I hear you ask. Chips mostly, I think.
Right.
That's my experience.
Yeah.
If I'm always seeing them, with their heads in a bag of chips certainly down in Cardiff. Anyway, that's what.
Yeah, which is curious, isn't it? Because and I could be stereotyping pigeons here, and I'm very sorry to any pigeon listeners if I am, but I would have thought pigeons by themselves in the wild would have quite a hard time making chips.
Yeah, they would, but they're pretty good with knives, I find.
Right, are they?
They
can chop a potato.
Yeah, they can chip them up like nobody's business, and but then it's getting how do they test if the oil is hot enough for the chips? That's
yes, without burning your beak or burning your wing.
Yeah, exactly, and nobody wants a dip fried wing, do they? Well, not if you're a pigeon, I suppose.
Not if you're a pigeon. So they could prepare the chips, but I suppose if they're in the business of preparing the chips, perhaps they do get a lot of jobs in the kitchens of chippies, where then the humans or whoever else is working there, whatever creature, handsome tree, they then prepare the chips once the pigeon has diced them up.
Oh, well, that's true. Well, yeah, they are one of nature's great collaborators, aren't they? So maybe. Maybe they do. Maybe they do get. Maybe they. God, do they? Maybe they do run a chippy. Do pigeons run chippies?
I've not seen. I mean, do you know? Here's the thing: is I do go to chippies. I don't think I look into the kitchen often enough at a chippy.
No, I haven't looked behind the counter for a while either. Yeah,
no, they're quite small. They'd hide behind the counter really, and those counters are always hot. You don't want to put your head too close to them to look.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I think they poop so much. Chips.
All the chips.
Yeah, it's all the chips.
That's interesting. And I should also say, obviously, they also have a right to buy chips, and I'm sure they're keeping the chip industry in good stead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
Long way that continued.
I was going to say they poop so much, and I don't know if it's related, but I assume if they didn't poop. If they eat that many chips and they don't poop, they're going to be very heavy, which may then hinder the flying bit.
Yeah, that's true. Although, I mean, I don't know about you, but I get very gassy after I've had a bag of chips. So in some respects is, do they fly because they're just, they've had a big bag of
Oh.
chips and they've launched themselves up into the air. I don't know.
Oh, I see. So it's not flying. It's like propelled through farts.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's my experience anyway. If that's what I've seen. I've seen them with their heads right in the bag of chips, and then all of a sudden they're at the top of a building. So I guess it's flying.
Wow. That would explain a lot, wouldn't they? Because people have a really a not nice image of pigeons. I often say they're sort of dirty animals, which I think is horribly unfair, I should say.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, and but I wonder if it's because every time the people who are pigeonists, that every time they go near pigeons, if all they're smelling is gas and they're smelling farts, they're probably thinking, wow, like, these pigeons need a bath.
Yeah, exactly. Or if there's too big a queue at the chip shop, then they might be like, well, I don't like these pigeons.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yes, that's a very good point. Very good point. They don't like the way they're cut. They don't like the cut of their chips.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely another agenda here as to why people don't like pigeons, and I agree. But what you're saying is that what's very sad to me, Al, is that they like chips. They obviously help prepare the chips, but the chips are what are causing them to be gassy and to poop so much. Maybe they need to change their diet.
Do they need to change it? I think it's pretty sweet. Imagine that.
I'd love to.
Imagine that. Imagine eat a bag of chips, and all of a sudden you can jump over a tall building. That's amazing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was assuming that the gas is a problem.
No.
Actually,
no. There's that. I mean, goodness me, I'd swap that if I can change my answer from can I cough and all the cats drop from the sky to being can I be a pigeon that eats chips and farts over buildings? Then I am there.
Yeah, that's a really good point, isn't it? That's a really do you know you're right, and I've really had to rethink my view on pigeons. I've always kind of liked pigeons, but you're right. I think maybe the pooing and the gas is actually something they should really relish, and a life of chips is something that I'm quite jealous of.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you all you have to think about every day is salt and vinegar, or one or both. Great.
Gosh, what a life!
It'd be great, wouldn't it?
I feel like we should all learn something from pigeons.
I think they've got life sussed, if I'm honest.
Life absolutely sussed. And they always get to they also don't they don't have to worry about where they poop. Like, if we need to know, we have to go to a toilet, and sometimes you're somewhere and there isn't a toilet. Pigeons are just like wherever I like.
Yeah. Absolutely. And some people aren't happy about that. I know plenty of street cleaners that aren't very happy about it.
Sure.
But yeah, I think not having to worry about anything other than chips, it's pretty good.
Well, also, I think street cleaners would be happier about it if we could do the same. If we were allowed to just go wherever we liked, and it was just, socially accepted, then pigeons wouldn't get the stick for it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if we could just go, a long time ago we did. That's what humans did. We just went wherever we liked. Right.
So we've gone back. Pigeons have continued to evolve and get better, and we've gone backwards.
Yeah, very much.
Wow.
They don't have to pay 20 pence at a railway station to go and use the loo, do they?
No, they don't. They never have to.
No.
And in fact, you know what? And also, I don't know about you. I've sometimes been on a train and a pigeon's got on. I've sometimes been in a public toilet and a pigeon's walked in, or in a shop and a pigeon's walked in. They never have to pay for anything. They don't pay for a train ticket. They don't pay to use the loo. They don't pay for items in the shop. And you think this pigeon's really sorted it out.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've seen pigeons wander into a public toilet and look around and go, "What's all this about then?"
Yeah. It's very Wow, pigeons are really impressive, and thank you, Zai, for that, and hug for to you as well.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for that fantastic question. It was really good. Well, listen, thank you so much for having time in between itching your knees to come on this show and answer such an important question from Zai. I do hope he likes his answer. I do have to ask you, Al, obviously you're a very busy man and you've got lots going on. What have you got coming up in the next 17 to 18 minutes and 36 seconds? Anything exciting?
Well, have a good old scratch to start with. This is probably the longest I've gone without scratching since my world records began. But other than that, I think all this talk about chips. I think I might be making a trip down to my local pigeon chippy.
Wow. Well, listen, good luck. And thank you for not scratching during the show. I appreciate it. It would have made an awful noise.
Absolutely,
Thank you for resisting. I will let you go so you can go and scratch, and very, very good luck with the pigeon chips.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Soupy, so much, Oopy, to Al Gordon for having time, Oopy, in between itching his itchy Oopy itchy knees to answer Zai's most important question, Oopy. Zai Oopy, I hope, Oopy, you like your answer, Oopy, but if not, why not send any Oopy complaints, Oopy, you have via pigeon, and it'll probably end up pooing Oopy on it, so I'll never, Oopy, have to see it. Remember, Oopy, if you want Oopy, send in a question, Oopy, that needs answering, Oopy, or you want to send Oopy in anything else at all, Oopy, then please get your nearest floopy poopies, grown Oopies, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. You can, Oopy, also send Oopy a message on the Spotify Q&A, Oopy, or obviously leave a nice review, P, on the Apple Podcast Oopy page as well, P. Ookie poopy. I found Oopy, my big guide Oopy, to curing Oopy. So, Oopy, let me see Oopy here. It says to stop Oopy, you just have to toopy. Stop saying Oopy. Oh, is that it? I could have just done that ages ago. Oh, I'm sorry, listeners. What a silly thing to catch. I didn't realise the cue was you just don't do it anymore. Oh, wait, hang on. It says a little bit more here at the bottom. It says, don't stop saying it too quickly, though, or you'll end up catching splarg instead. Oh, no. What's splarg? Splarg doesn't sound very nice. And why do I suddenly feel so splargy? Splarg? Oh, no. Splarg? Splarg? Oh, no. Splarg? Bye, splarg. No, but splarg. 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 You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.
Hey, it's Bex. Sorry, I'm just interrupting to tell you about the latest episode of a podcast I make called Judge Bex. You know that argument you've been having with your brother for the last 3 weeks? The one that nobody's winning? That one needs a judge. Good news, I've got a law degree, a gavel, and absolutely no patience for nonsense. Take a listen. Here's what happened in the latest episode.
This is Judge Bex. The cases and people are all real. Judge Bex's judgments are final.
Yes, but the problem is, sometimes he gets up at 5 a.m. with a really loud alarm, so it wakes our mum up, and then he rocks off to the gym, while my mum has to make Margot's packed lunch, faff around loads, and do all the work. And when he is home in the mornings, all he does is have a massive hot shower, whether he's doing drop-off or not.
I'm very, very stuck for who to believe here, as I suspect Mum and Dad were for a little while.
We were. We didn't know who to believe.
Get ready to enter the court of Judge Bex.
If you like that, there's more available right now wherever you're listening to this. Just search Judge Bex.